I'm Alex Conyers, President at South Carolina State University. Thank you for joining us today on our beautiful campus in Orangeburg. This is a very exciting week for us. It's homecoming week. And in addition to having homecoming this weekend, we have two great guests with us today that has shared with our students for the past couple of days, and I look forward to you interacting with them as well. And while it's homecoming for us on the campus, it is certainly homecoming as well for both of these phenomenal men. Mr. Jason Weaver knows this campus well. He's visited us many times for homecomings. He had a brother that played football here. So I want to say to Mr. Weaver, welcome home. Mr. Orlando Jones attended 8th grade on this campus at Felton Laboratory School directly across the street from us, while his father coached basketball here and his parents lived on Faculty Road. So Mr. Jones attended school here on this campus and then 2 years of high school at OW, Orangeburg Wilkerson. So it is truly homecoming at South Carolina State, and it's truly homecoming for Mr. Jones and Mr. Weaver. At this time, I would like to welcome up to the podium Dr. Macy Smith. Thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Macy Smith. I am Vice Chair of the Board of Trustees here at South Carolina State University. Before I get into the occasion, I want to give out some thank yous. I think that's always important. I want to say thank you first to the students, not only for signing up, but for attending the masterclass and engaging in the masterclass. I want to say thank you to our academic departments under the direction of Provost Evans, and also to our communications and marketing department under the direction of Ms. Bennett Bellamy. Without you all, this would not have been possible. But I gotta give a shout out to our fearless leader, President Conyers, who ain't never scared to try anything innovative, really and act outside of the box. But we know the true star of the hour, that is Mr. Jason Weaver. Jason, thank you so much for your foresight and your vision into this master class. Now, I've heard some things about the class so far. Some of the things that I heard were phenomenal, exciting, informative, and is he coming back next year? So I think we're gonna have to talk about that.
We got to talk about it, yeah.
Right now, we're at a critical juncture in higher education, and that we are vying for the same students. I'm talking HBCUs, PWIs, MSIs, but also the large tech companies that no longer require higher education degrees. We are competing for the same students to educate them. And that's why we're doing something different here at South Carolina State University. Our Insiders Masterclass, and we'll be doing more of them, but the one that we're just completing, the inaugural one with Jason Weaver, called From Dream to Screen, it has afforded our students the opportunity to gain a deeper, comprehensive understanding of the film and television industry. With that level of understanding, they should not only be able to get jobs in the industry, but they should be able to excel within that industry. And so, Jason, I want to thank you for choosing SC State University. Now, I want to bring Jason to the podium and give us a couple minutes of his time to talk about why he's here and what impact has happened since you've been here. Jason Weaver.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Smith. President Conyers, thank you so much for this opportunity to be here at South Carolina State. Thank you to my good friend, big brother, and mentor, Orlando Jones, as well, for being here. I just quickly wanted to share a few words with everybody, here in the community. This masterclass program that we've constructed and that we've presented this week is something that's a passion project of mine. I have a desire to want to educate and enlighten and inform the new generation of creatives and executives and help them as they blaze their own trail and create their own career path in the film and television industry. A lot of the information that all of us collectively are sharing with the students is stuff that's going to allow them to just be creative and build and maintain their own infrastructure in a pivotal moment in our industry right now. For people that may not be aware of the recent Writers Guild strike that just ended, and with SAG-AFTRA strike still currently going on, and the uphill battle seemingly that we're dealing with the AMPTP. What I want to do is plant the seeds in these young minds of like being more independent, utilizing the technology that we have available to us, the digital streaming platforms that we have available to us to get our content and our narratives out there directly to the viewers, and being in our true and authentic voice. And so, that's the goal here, or that was the goal here with this inaugural masterclass. But what I'm ultimately looking to do, and what we're ultimately looking to do, is build an actual program here, and a curriculum here, where students from here on out, when they come to this school, they can get real knowledge about the film and TV industry, and do it right here. Hopefully be able to create employment opportunities and generate huge amounts of money and revenue right here in the state of South Carolina, in the Southeast region. It's about empowering the community. It's about giving people an opportunity to, go to another level in life and in their careers, and to feel fulfilled. And I'm just so thankful for the opportunity to be here. Thank you to all the students for taking time to register, to show up, to engage, to interact. That meant the world to me, and I look forward to coming back here and continuing on, building on this program. So I'll just quickly, I want to pivot over to my good friend Orlando Jones. As President Conyers had stated earlier, this is where he's from. Like, he knows this area. He went to elementary school here, went to high school here. His father coached basketball here. And this is a gentleman who is one of our shining stars in our community in Hollywood. This is my mentor. This is a man that I have a tremendous amount of respect for, and who's taught me a lot. And some of the things that I'm sharing with the students here are things that he's actually taught me, and other people that came up in my generation, like Nick Cannon and Zoe Zaldana and many others. But I'll let him speak for himself. But thank you all once again, everybody in Orangeburg. Thank you to this community. Thank you to South Carolina State. Everybody's been a part of helping build this up for this inaugural masterclass. I greatly appreciate you. So thank you. Good afternoon.
I'm Orlando Jones. I would have been wearing a Bulldogs sweatshirt, but none of these people gave me one. That's what happened. It is always an odd experience when some young talent that you bump into on a movie set reminds you of who you are. Bring you back home. Tell you how often I sat over there at Felton and ran across the field and played over at Smith Hamilton Middle Center. Dreaming about a life that was not around me. Right. There was no mentorship to help me get there. There were plenty of voices telling me I was being risky. There were plenty of voices telling me to stop. And I say that to say that I know what it's like to bump up against your parents' expectations of you, against your own dreams, and how you can find so many reasons not to pursue the things you love. I got the support ultimately from this community, from people like Frank Mundy, who built the theater program here. And when I left here, Frank Mundy came to Charleston, South Carolina, the College of Charleston, to direct me in Home, a play by Samwar Williams. So when I say people in this area cared about me, lifted me up, it's not just words. It is emotional to stand here thinking about the number of times I walked around that track at South Carolina State doing homecoming, finding trouble to get in, and outfit half naked. I have great memories of Faculty Row and of what this campus has been to me as a young person, and of the people who wrapped their arms around me to help me become the person I am today. So I'm here to hopefully inspire someone to pursue their dream and to do so with a clear, mindful path of what the future is in our business, which is drastically different than the companies that I entered in some 25 years ago. I've had a blessed and insane career. I am privileged. I have been wildly privileged. I've done everything from blockbusters to independence. I've worked in crazy mediums. My company won the first virtual reality Emmy. I was making content for mobile and broadcast for companies like Viacom as early as 2005. In terms of the technological side of things, it's been a huge journey for me to operate as a writer, actor, and producer. It's funny that people mostly know my acting work and don't remember that shows like A Different World were the things that I first started off writing on. The pilot of Martin was something I wrote. Mad TV was a sketch comedy show I launched. So when I say I've worked in virtually every aspect of the business, both behind the scenes and in front of the camera, it's been a journey. So hopefully, with the help of Jason, and under the tutelage of these two fine folks here, who truly had the foresight to invite us here and to say, we want this for our students. We want our students to have an opportunity to get a shot. And I want you to give them the access and knowledge that maybe you didn't have. So you can thank your president and the good doctor for their foresight. You can thank Jason for dragging me here, and I can thank you for being so welcoming and for giving me a pathway back home. I'm Orlando Jones. Jason won't be answering all the questions.
Okay. Any questions?
Why South Carolina State versus any other HBCU?
Well, for me personally, why I chose to come here to South Carolina State and invest time and energy to this program is just due to the connection that I was having with the community here. Times I was coming down for homecoming, and I was getting a chance to run into alumni and the elders and the students here, and specifically the last homecoming that I attended here, as I was going back and forth from different parties and tailgates. Students were coming up to me asking me questions about how to enter into the entertainment industry, and I just felt bad because I was being forced to give them very general answers, because there's so much to this. It's not just one right answer, one right pathway. And so I was just running into this on a consistent basis, and I said, there's a need here. And and being that this is an HBCU, it's up to us to come back to our communities and to come back to our institutions of higher learning and take the experiences that we've been able to have over the course of our careers, good, bad, and ugly,
Every one of them.
and share that with these kids so that they, when they now pursue their dreams, they won't make some of the same mistakes we've made. They won't bump into some of the same roadblocks that we've run into, and their journey will be a little bit easier to where they can ultimately surpass what we've done.
Hopefully.
But I feel very confident that they will. If we can provide them the tools to do it, they'll do it. I've seen the enthusiasm in their eyes. I've seen them participating. I've had extensive conversations with these kids, like after the class adjourns. And there is a willingness here and a desire to do something great in film and television. And now we have the tools and technology, and that's another reason why, too, I asked Orlando to come here. Aside from his personal connection, his family connection, like I stated earlier, this man is a mentor of mine. When I get confused, even at this stage in my career, I'm thinking, well, what's next? And he already knows. And he has so much information to share, wealth of knowledge to share, to where we're talking about the future. We're not just talking about the past and what the business was. We're talking about what it can be now for us. And so we have to be the ones to introduce that to the kids and to this universe. So that's why South Carolina State.
Any time or to waste with those who don't believe, right? And it's, I think, critically important not to see that people who don't believe as your enemy. They're not your enemy, really, right? They just can't see your vision.
Right.
And it's your vision, so they're not supposed to be able to see it. So the energy that you spend getting angry at the people around you is better spent being placed into your creative endeavors. And now you have all the tools in front of you, right? You have a recording device in your pocket. It connects to a network. And you have distribution channels that will allow you to push that content out. And with a few clicks of a button, you can monetize said content. Have you had 10,000 hardcore fans that were just in your area and they're willing to give you $10 a quarter, then that's a $400,000 business direct to your pocket. So tell me what's stopping you.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So the job is to help you take those tools and push forward. And then when you say, I want to do more interesting stuff, I want to do crazier stuff, then lay the foundation for where you need to go to do the crazier stuff. If that's blockbusters, if that's video games, if that's servers, if that's artificial intelligence, if that's AR, if that's VR, if that's NFT, if that's how I use blockchain technology by which to tell this story. Whatever that is, there's a pathway. And since there are only 4 stories, 4-story constructs, as it were, these are the things that you don't get taught. But once you hear it, things get simpler, right? And suddenly you can see the path forward. That's the job.
Yes.
Right? You don't need a gatekeeper anymore.
Nope.
So our job is to give you the tools for you to understand. You don't have to go through the doors we went through because you don't need to. So hopefully this will set some folks free. It won't set everybody free, but somebody will hear it, understand it, and the next time we see them, we'll be talking about them like they're the next Spike Lee, and they don't even remember this conversation had place, and I hope not to be thanked, truly. Because if you're not about being of service, then I don't really understand
Right.
what your function is.
Is what we're supposed to be doing.
We're supposed to be of service.
Yes.
We're supposed to be in service. There's this little book called the Bible. I don't know if you heard about it. You can read it as much as you want.
Harvey Elwood, WOCS 93.7 FM. We all have a passion for Orangeburg. Charity begins at home. We do believe in HBCUs, of course. But knowing the value of what you are doing here, and we know we have 40 million African Americans throughout the country, the 50 states that we have pockets and students and young African Americans all over this country who likewise would benefit from a master's class on this level. Is there an idea to either replicate this somewhere else, or would you create it as a model to use it at other colleges and universities, thereby giving millions of other young African Americans access and cadre to this industry? Not just not in front of the camera, behind the camera, producing, directing, et cetera, et cetera.
So there are several programs that are already doing that. So I think to be fair to those programs, that they do exist. Our conversations are already began at Southern, LSU, places like that. There are also already some incredible programs at Texas A&M and USC, of which we're a part of. And yes, the idea is to expand it to as many HBCUs. Frankly, universities. I have an affinity to HBCUs, right? Because of my connection to the staff and the administration and my memories and what have you, right? But I also feel the same thing about non-HBCUs that have students that are going there trying to figure their way through the path, right? For me, it's a simple thing. If we're ever going to choose to stop anti-recidivism, right, the voice we need to hear from are the voices in the prison. They know the system better than the people who are outside of the system telling us about the system, right? So for me, I'm trying to empower those voices. If we're really going to solve women's health, then we need women, particularly the women at the bottom of the totem and tail coach and the catching the most crap, black women and Latino women, to tell us what they need. What we don't need is a system that tells them what they need. So if we can empower those voices, in my opinion, through entertainment, if we can push those voices forward, if we can use these tools this way, then we empower those voices to actually make the change we want to see, because we're hearing from the people who actually know. What I don't want to do anymore is watch the news and see two people of European descent discuss racism when it's an experience they've never had.
Exactly. Absolutely.
That's what and I don't want to be angry with them for not having had the experience. I just want them to acknowledge that since you don't know what it is, maybe you should invite someone into the conversation and allow them to tell the story about what it actually is. Because that's true education, right?
Absolutely.
So the job and the role, when Jason called me, that's what he wanted. He was like, I want you to talk about technology. I want you to break it down like you did when we was, doing drumline, right? I want you to talk straight. I want these students to hear the cold heart of it, right? And I was like, sure, I can do that, right? I know how to do that. So to answer your question, that's our goal, that's our passion, and our hope is to help that catch fire, and with y'all help, and hopefully the help of those people listening who agree with us, we'll be able to raise the funding to do that. That's the prayer.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. To President Conyers and First Lady of this great university, it is an honor to be here to welcome Mr. Jason Weaver to the city of Orangeburg. And as we always say, it's a great day to be in Orangeburg County. I'm going to ask Mr. Weaver if you would please stand, please.
Yes, sir.
We, on behalf of Orangeburg City Council and myself, first of all, we want to welcome you to our city. And this is a great place to be. We still serve sweet tea here. We still say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. We just got that southern charm here. But we want to declare this day for you, and I want to say, I'm not going to read all of this, but now, therefore, I, Michael C. Butler, the mayor of the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina, do hereby proclaim November 1st, 2023 as Jason Weaver Day in the city of Orangeburg, South Carolina. Thank you.
Can you Jason come up for photos?
It's crazy. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Orangeburg. Thank you.
We get some photos.
Oh, yeah. Oh, step in front? Okay.
One minute.
Wow.
Again, I want to thank everyone for coming, but I also want to take a moment to thank Dr. Fields and Dr. Statton for your tremendous work.
Yes.
in making this happen. And on day one, I asked Mr. Weaver, was it too late for me to get into acting?
Yes.
And he said that it wasn't.
It's never too late.
So I decided that I think I would make the next great Joe Clark and Lean on Me too. But on a serious note, the elevation that you have brought here this week has given me the answer. I was posed a question a couple of months ago by a very prominent alum of South Carolina State in the communications field. Asked me, and he didn't ask for an answer then, he asked me for an answer when he sees me again. If he donated $1 million, what would I do with it? I'll see him this weekend.
All right.
He'll be at homecoming. I have the answer for him, thanks to you and these students who demonstrated their desire. These students who demonstrated their desire to have a modern television station on campus where they can produce and do all of those things in front of the cameras, behind the cameras, on a campus with a studio. So thank you all very much for helping me come to that answer. Thank you very much.